You don't need a rich man. You need a generous man.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we don't have an intro. We never have an intro.
Never.
If you didn't know that, now you know that.
I don't think we're ever going to have one.
Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. This episode was Crystal's idea because she had seen a lot of chit-chat online about kind of the pressure that people feel during Valentine's Day. So like the pressure that the menzies can feel around this time. Not so much pressure, but maybe the like anxieties and expectations that the women will be feeling, right? Or like the feminine will be feeling. Yes. So we're just going to have some dialogue about that today. And we haven't discussed this previously, so...
We have not.
You're going to get this raw. You're going to raw dog this conversation.
What are some things that you saw online?
Okay, so I saw our amazing Frenchman that I love.
Oh my God, I love him.
Love him.
I'm going to post him right here.
Love him.
Best account.
I was like, oh, what's he saying about Valentine's Day?
Oh, did he have a Valentine's post?
He did. So he says, if they say,
oh, what do you want to do for Valentine's Day?
And they're not
taking initiative.
Next.
His videos are very tongue-in-cheek. They're fun.
They're super good. And he's like, if they're like trying to make an excuse.
Like, oh, Valentine's Day is this. We have all year to celebrate.
He says, next.
This guy's such a romantic.
He's a gangster. And he's from Paris. Yeah. I'm telling you, the Paris man.
The Frenchman.
And then I thought to myself, I'm like, how do I feel? I do think that you should have a partner that does take care of everything.
So if you're a female, your male partner should take care of everything?
I think they should. This is my opinion.
Yes.
I may be a little bit more old school.
Do you feel like it should be like this for everybody, or you just feel for like you, this is what resonates?
Right now, in this moment of my life, this is what resonates. Because I've done the other way around and it didn't work.
Okay.
Other men, I didn't allow them to step into their full masculine.
Right.
And I was like too like controlling or they just weren't interested in doing it and I just did it.
I think you're speaking on like a lot of like women. I think you're speaking on a lot of their experiences. A lot of women, that's kind of been the position you've been in, is that like if you don't plan it, it doesn't get done. And I think that a lot of us, to avoid the pain of having to actually really sit with that and then have to like actually evaluate if we are comfortable in this relationship or not.
Exactly.
We just do it. We have been sold this idea that we do that because we're like girl bosses and we can get stuff done. It's like, yeah, we can. Of course we can, right? I think the reason that we do it is because we're trying to like avoid staring at our own reality, which is like maybe this relationship isn't where it should be, or maybe it's time to exit this relationship, right? Something's got to change. And we're just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll plan it. I'll do this. I'll tell him he better buy me this. I'm going to make a stink about it. So I think that a lot of people are in that frequency. The interesting thing about like being in a long-term relationship for like 2 decades is that you go through so many different phases as a couple. And it's interesting because I have such a contrast from my past, and where I was like, literally there was a good many years where I was very much the breadwinner. I was the only one that knew how to raise children. So I was taking a lot of responsibility there. I was just really taking on a lot. Yeah. And my partner was in a very like, holy shit, life is real phase, and was kind of like aloof and, you know, not overly engaged. And when I look back to Valentine's Days then versus them now, the Valentine's Day really shows us like the state of our relationship as a whole. It just like condenses it so that we can see it under like a microscope. And I think that's why so many people fight on Valentine's Day too. Right? Because it's really exposing certain parts of your relationship that you've been kind of avoiding.
But you know what I find is this. Listen, Menzies. Why does it take for somebody to tell you to do something once a fucking year? And I'm not trying to be a hater and a man hater. If you're not doing anything all year for your partner, why the fudge can't you do it on Valentine's Day? Did I do something wrong? What am I doing wrong that you don't want to fucking, even one day out of the year, you don't want to like do something nice
because you
for me?
are doing something wrong. Either you've stayed in a relationship too long that no longer serves you, or you are not in your beautiful feminine essence. When you're in your receiving energy, and I know this sounds like a bunch of fucking bullshit. We have no female audience, so I'm calling in some female audience for this episode so you can hear these wise words. Now that I am so much in my receiving energy all of the time, I just get stuff. I get stuff all of the fucking time. Like all of the time from everybody I know, everybody I meet, especially my lover, especially my partner, right? Because I'm ultra feminine with him. Because here's the thing. Women want men to take the first step. And men, you fucking should be. Okay?
Yes.
But if you're not, they're not. If you love your partner and they're just conditioned to be a certain way, you're conditioned to be a certain way, you guys have lived a certain way, and you want to make a change, then take the fucking responsibility yourself, woman up, and step into your femininity and like really be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to make you feel like a man and you are going to approach me like the woman that I want to be approached as.
Right.
If you want gifts, if you want praise, if you want love, if you want attention, then you have to like be radiating the energy that you are receptive to that. I can look back at times where I was really angry at my partner for getting me the stupidest shit or completely forgetting or just being so disconnected. And I'm like, man, I was hoping for him to do so much with me just sitting there being like, oh yeah, right? So that's another thing. Like also too, when your partner does all this nice shit for you, what are you doing for them?
If she's in her feminine, she's going to have like, she'll have something to set up. She'll have that outfit picked out. Or if you're smart enough, you would have maybe sent it to her that morning and she'll have it on. If a man's going to put that effort in, she'll put it in. And if she's not, then you have that talk with her.
Then
you're
you
like,
have
I don't
your
feel
answer
seen,
like that.
you know?
Totally. I think a lot of girls go into these conversations, right? Whether that be something like Valentine's Day or the rest of your fucking life being taken care of, like you said. But what are you providing? What are you providing?
Yeah.
Do you know
I know
mean?
what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Some good shit. Do you think it's like been like with the social media stuff? Do you think it has been a little bit like it's a little bit rough on the menzies? Because like sometimes I look at them and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, fuckers, do what you're supposed to do. But then I'm like, oh, this constant. And some are really heavy energetically. And I'm like, is that really the energy we want to be putting out to something that we want to alchemize? But that's not the energy of alchemy.
The lessons that the menzies collectively are learning right now are so hard is because that is fucking the way you have to talk to men sometimes. Try to get a group of boys together and you're using loud voices. So I do think that collectively and online, the menzies are kind of getting slapped around really horribly because I think they kind of need to wake the fuck up. And I think they are. Like, look at all of the beautiful men that comment in our comment section below.
I know, they're amazing.
You know, and they're even in the older generation.
Yeah.
Like these guys like 55 plus. I think at the same time that this is showing us a lot of our shadowy parts of the feminine.
Yes.
It's showing like the
it
feminine.
Does show the shadow
how
of the
shitty we can be.
Yeah.
Like
especially to each other.
Yeah.
At least men, they'll punch each other in the face and then they're buddies.
Then they're friends.
Yeah.
Weirdos.
They've been friends and then they're friends till they die.
Yeah.
You know?
And they tell that story like every time they see
Oh,
each other. Oh, I know I fucking hated this guy.
Yeah. Punched him
right
out. If all these beautiful goddesses are yapping to being like, we want this and we deserve this, it's like, that's fine. I agree.
Yep.
But I know what I'm bringing to the table. If you're willing to put yourself as that divine feminine, then yeah, you can ask for whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, and you're just going to get it.
And you deserve it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just going to get it.
Yeah.
If you want romance and you want your partner to love you and treat you so good and buy you things, then you have to be in your receiving energy.
Yeah. Receiving energy is the flow, the feminine.
Okay, so the rant about Valentine's Day and the menzies ended up much more being a rant about women. Because I think it's so obvious, guys, don't fuck up, okay?
Yeah,
like,
it's
even if your wife sucks, go get something that would make you feel good about gifting it to her. Just start to try to create some good energy, you know? Our show is not for people who are in, like, really low energy relationships.
No.
Like, we're not the right people to be talking to you.
Either be single or in a cool relationship.
Crystal's rules.
My rules.
Happy Valentine's Day, by the way.
Yay! Happy V-Day!
And I hope you have so much sex that you're exhausted and feel sick for work the next day.
Amazing. I wish that for everybody out there as well. I wish that for you as well.
I wish that for myself as well, and I wish that for you. Lots of self-pleasure. Hey, I thought you said self-pleasure is your favorite.
It is my favorite.
Crystal's still celibate, guys. We're going we're five plus months deep here. Okay, we genuinely
love
you guys. Thank you so much for listening to our rants. And don't forget to
share, like, follow, and comment. We love your comments.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Subscribe. Jeez Louise.
Okay, bye, everybody. We love you.
Bye.